All right, check 1, 2. Check 1, 2. All right, we're live. Window preview. Go there. Perfect. And I'm gonna slide. Let's see here. That'll be good. Right there. I think I want to get on my floor projection too, though. Need to get floor projection, add a scene. We're going to add the one that we use. Let's see here, GSPro 2 room camera, GSPro Zoom 2. Yep, and I'm just gonna crop it down so that I can get this same information on my floor while we do this. Go there, and then we're gonna rotate this 90 degrees. Put it directly in front of me so I can see it on the floor. And we'll hide the whole data, and that'll be good. It's gonna have it right there. Yeah, we'll go right there. Perfect. Okay. Even bigger, it looks like. All right, there. Awesome, now I can see it on the floor. Perfect. Okay, Adam, there's no R50 update, but I thought this was pretty cool. And so I was just gonna stream for a short time tonight, and I'm gonna record it to use for other footage. There was no R50 update, but I just was starting to compare the R50 to the MLM2PRO. Looks like I cut off some of my floor projection here. Let me double check something on this other thing first here. Yeah, I did. So let's go there maybe. I gotta go about there. Okay, that'll work for me. Okay. No R50 update, but right now I've got the MLM2PRO and the R50 hooked up. And what I was just hitting, kind of warming up, and the numbers were, oh, my MLM2PRO went to sleep. The numbers were so darn close. I thought, why not show this on the stream tonight? And I've been trying to adjust this driver to get a better feel for where it's going, just because it's kind of been costing me, but so I've got, and the MLM2PRO's got pretty good data online. So these what you're seeing on the screen, I don't think it caught club data there, but you're seeing the numbers are sitting exactly side by side. So 1836 to 1814, 1776 backspin to 1803, 462 left spin to 199 left spin. So those are pretty darn close. Ball speed 159 to 158. So seeing them side by side, and that was not a good strike, but I was hitting a few and I thought, these are so stinking close to each other on almost every shot that it'd be fun to throw them up side by side in the stream. And you can see the impact camera that the Garmin gives you and the impact camera that the Rapsodo gives you all in one shot. So I thought this was kind of cool to show. So the Rapsodo is what's sending the data into GSPro right now. And then the Garmin is just running on its own. So again, there, and do I have a dot on here? I gotta have a dot to catch the club data. It's not, the last couple haven't picked up. Let me make sure I've got Garmin on club data mode. Session settings, ball and club data, yep. Oh, I just had it too far back in the Garmin circle. It looks like you can tell by the the impact camera that I had it too far back. But again, ball speed 163.5 to 163.2. Launch angle identical, like exactly identical. Or sorry, horizontal. Vertical launch angle 0.4 apart. Spin axis 1 degree different. Spin 3041 to 315. These are like those, like that shot, those are matching. Try another one. And that was off the heel. But I'm really just trying to compare data. So it doesn't matter how good the shot is. I just want to see. Yeah, the R50 will output as long as you're not in third-party apps. So I'm using the R50 on like the range right now in just data mode. But I mean, look at this again. 39.39 per spin, 39.94. Those are within 60 RPM. Spin axis, both had 15 and 16 to the right. Club speed 110 to 111, 156 for ball to 155.7. So if the MLM2PRO, either this is a, you know, a validation for the MLM2PRO, which I think the MLM2PRO has been validated against other devices like, you know, the GC3. People have said good things about it, but it's right now with a marked Rapsodo ball getting very similar data. So there we go, 160.3, ball speed on the Garmin 162. Launch, I'd call that identical. HLA pretty much identical, and that could be variation from the units, but 2 RPMs on the spin. It's just wild how close they are. 2 RPMs? That kind of blows my mind. And there's been a lot of shots like that where they're identical. I actually had quite a few identical before I decided I wasn't even going to do this, but I was just doing it for myself, and then I'm like, I got to figure out how to hook this up and show it on stream so I can record it as sort of a test. Hit a couple more. Big cut. So I adjusted my weighting in this club head all the way out to the toe, which should favor a fade, and it looks like it is. Trying to get rid of that snap hook and get a little bit of spin on this club. But again, let's look at that one. 33.79 to 32.32. Both had 12 and 14. Both had launch angle to the left. Very, very, very similar. R50 to MLM2PRO. Hit a couple more. Just pulled within a half degree on ball speed, same launch angle, same vertical. backspin within 50 again. That's pretty wild. Pretty wild. Yeah, I can. Well, no. I can if I get rid of like the impact camera, then I could go full screen on the R50 and see what it is. But otherwise I can't. Actually, all right, if this screws things up, it's on you, Adam. We're gonna go, let's see, R50. Actually, look, I can look in the session summary. That won't be any. So like that last shot, it had carry 281, total distance 306, and GSPro had carry 280 or 275. We don't have a raw total, so. But that makes sense because the ball speed was higher on the Garmin by a mile per hour, but the carry was 5 yards longer on the Garmin on that last ball. I can't really get it on there because I only get 8 data points, so without having to, but I can just spot check it here. But I'm more just, I was doing this not hooked up to any computers or anything and just had it sitting here and was seeing it. I was so impressed with how close they were. I think I'm mostly impressed by the MLM2PRO because of this price disparity here. Hey PDN, testing out some MLM2PRO Garmin side-by-sides. And that one, 160.8, 161.2 for ball speed. The Garmin is not picking up club speed, which is interesting. I have the dot on the face, but it's not picking up club matrix or club data on most of these. Try a couple more, but so far they have been, if I've ever doubted my MLM2PRO, I'm starting to feel like I shouldn't. What's that one? 160.7 to 160.2. Launch angle, horizontal and vertical, identical. Spin axis, identical. Spin within 50. Wow. Hey, thanks Adam. Appreciate you. Thank you very much. Really appreciate that. I'm gonna hit a few like 4-irons here, see how those go. I should put a ball sticker on so we can get club head speed. Garmin doesn't give me any ball or any club data without stickers. I gotta have one giant sticker. And I've got the Garmin set at, I guess it doesn't matter because I'm not doing carry, but I do have it set at sea level. But I'm not doing any of the carry yardages. So we'd want to look at raw here because I think, yeah, I'm not at sea level. I'm on my game. So we'll go down. This is 4-iron, and we'll change driver to 4-iron. So the 4-iron on the Garmin too. Oh, so thin. So thin and open. But let's see how it read it. It doesn't really matter. So 114 to 113, 17. Yeah, these are just identical. Spin axis is the one that varies probably the most between the two at times. $132, carry rod 192. So 132 to 133, 16.7, 16.7. Launch angles perfectly identical. Spin within 100. No, so you're not seeing you're seeing a Rapsodo MLM2PRO here on the screen. So the game is hooked up to the MLM2PRO. The R50 is just side-by-side data, just comparing the two units. So each shot on the left side, you'll see the R50 data and the R50 camera replay. And on the game side, you'll see MLM2PRO data. But what I'm noticing tonight, like horizontal launch angle, exactly the same. Vertical, exactly the same. Spin axis, Garmin had that to the right, Rapsodo had it to the left. Spin within 100 of one another. There was no R50 update, Smevox. Just that I was hitting with it today to try to figure out some of my club path stuff with the driver and adjust the head. So I've been trying different head adjustments on the driver today. And I wanted to get the MLM2PRO out, and I was hitting side by side and saw that the numbers were just matching each other, because I was curious if that low spin was MLM2PRO related, and it's not. The units are giving me the exact same numbers. Like that was chunky. I wonder if it'll show that on the on the R50 camera. I think I found a good loft and a good loft and a good setting on the driver. I got to get a little bit more spin out of it. The R50 data, yeah, you can see I chunked it and the ball went off the top of the face on the R50 replay there. But yeah, the driver, I was definitely, changing the setting helped me a lot on spin, Smeelix. I don't know if I'm fully like where I want to be with the driver settings, but I just played with it a little bit today. So then let's see that one. Launch angle almost identical, launch direction identical, spin axis identical, spin identical. So those two shots, I would expect more variation just out of, you know, margin of error in the units, but it seems like they're almost identical. Which then I'm only really leaving my MLM2PRO for the club data and the speed. I don't know. That was thin. But yeah, that's what I did today, Smevix, was I looked up that clock dial thing with the information on it, and I actually moved to a more upright setting because looking at it, I was impacting it off the toe a lot, which I think was killing spin. So I moved it to an upright setting, and that seemed to help as well. So that one's off by, that's probably the biggest variation in ball speed I've had. But everything else, again, is the same. That one was within 30 RPMs of one another. Yeah, no problem, man. Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate that super chat. Thank you very much, man. Have a good night. 138. I'm going to play something with these two, but it'll play with the MLM2PRO, but just let them both run the whole time. I'll run the MLM2PRO with the Garmin R50 during this little playthrough, and we'll see. It'll be interesting to see the most chipping with it, how the chipping comparison goes. Yeah, those are the same. 44.46 versus 44.80 on spin. I don't know if that's says good things about the Garmin or good things about the MLM2PRO or opposite. I'm not sure which that's indicating. Oh, there's those club stickers. To get club speed, I've got to get a sticker on each one of these. To be a little longer or slower further along to see the closure rate or the face close. See how flippy it is or isn't. There's another sticker. Oh, I don't have to do that each time I grab a new club. I don't know. I think the only setting on it is speed. Wow, normal is way too fast. They might not even have that on there. This is the slowest setting is this one, the one it's on. That's the slowest it'll replay. Antennas. Got a little MLM2PRO and R50 side by side. Okay, so that one, 119.5 to 120.6, launch angle, basically the same, spin, the same. I think we're gonna find this all the way through the bag. They are, the only place I think we'll get big deviation will be chipping probably. That's where I expect it. So thin there. Does it show thin? Yeah, it shows real thin. $69.95, $69.60, 118.6, 120.5. Kudos to the MLM2PRO is what I would say. 121.3 to 122.6. So as the ball speeds get higher, the Garmin seems to separate in speed a little bit. The Garmin seems to be a little fast, like the club speed seems to be a little higher than what the MLM2PRO is. We'll see if that continues as we get lower in club head speed. 22 launched to 21.8. Both had left spin. One was 69.14, one was 69.45. $6,800 to $69.12. We'll go down to a wedge. $102 to $103, so we got about a 1 mile an hour separation still. Club head speed. Launch is the same. Spin axis is the same. Spin is the same. Huh. $105.6 to $106.7. So mile an hour separation. Spot on spin again. Yeah. Got about a mile an hour different. And I've heard people say that the radar ones, like TrackMan, is it radar reads a little bit slower speed than camera ones? Is that right? Anybody ever heard that? You never get quite the speed reading on a radar that you do on a camera based, or camera based is more accurate on speed, or I've heard that before. I don't know if it's true. All right, this is a 58-degree wedge. See how this one goes. A lot higher spin rate, and those are within 20 of each other. Speed about the same. Launch about the same. Easy review when they're all the exact same. Yeah, I would like that, just like you said, Speedbucks, for that to be, that club to follow through a couple more frames would be nice. One thing I notice in the replay is there's like almost like a little flash of light timed right the frame before you hit the ball, or maybe a couple frames before. So 82 to 80. So that time the Rapsodo was quicker on ball speed. Launch angle the same, spin identical. A little bit more side spin on the Garmin on that one. Not a ton though. I hit some like half wedges, like 50 yarders. Yeah, like maybe a flash from the MLM2PRO, you think? Trying to catch the impact camera? Probably the impact camera, don't you think? Because that's done with like a 240 frame I bet that's what it is. Or it's the start of the impact, it's the flash that starts the recording for this replay. I'm not sure. So on that one, 55 to 55, 30 to 31 to 31.6, 81.67 to 81.97. $51.2 to $51.6, 84.10 to 83.57 on spin. Spin axis identical, both 1.0. How about 30 yards? Didn't read it. It is. It's actually crazy, isn't it, Andrew? It's wild. Kind of makes me smile. And even think harder about that return button. And harder about that lifetime MLM2PRO subscription. It's actually insane how close every single shot is so far. 40.7 mile per hour, 40.6. 1 degree spin axis, 1.3, 59.87 to 60.67. I mean, these are side by side. $46.4 to $46.5. It is. I'm honestly really impressed. I mean, anytime you have two different units with two different ways of measuring, coming up with the same number, it kind of gives you confidence in both in a way. It's like, which one do you question? And then inherently I have that the cost or the cost bias in a way, thinking, well, this costs so much, it's got to be accurate. There's some of that, which I know is a flawed way to think. I'm going to go to a green here and just do some chip shots, because I really would be curious to see the data that the MLM2PRO sends into GSPro versus the data that the Garmin would send in. So that's what would happen. Garmin would send this in. So where they differ on chip shots would be interesting. Because I really enjoyed chipping on the Garmin. So is it just in my head? I don't know. Let's go find out. Okay, we'll go here. Just go there. That's a good spot. Yeah, perceived value. Like it, I mean, that's just being flat out honest about it. I mean, it's like, I suppose like anything, you go to a store where things cost a lot and you assume everything in there is really high quality. It's not always the case. All right, we'll try some chip shots here. So I guess that's 30 yards. It's not a chip shot, but I'll hit some shorter than that just to see where they land. MLM wasn't ready for me. Yeah, it's ready. Okay. It doesn't like that shot for me. Okay, let's try again. Come on. Maybe that ball is a dud. Some of these balls are far beyond their use cycle for that one. There we go. All right, so 34 to 33.9, 4,800 to 4,788. 2.5 spin right, 4.8 spin to the right. Those are, go a little shorter than that this time. $31.73 to $31.79 on spin. 24 to 25 miles an hour. So for a chip shot, those are gonna go into the game almost identically. They're not gonna vary. It's not gonna give me something different on the R10 for this. That was a 12-yard carry. Let's try like a 5-yard carry. $17 to $17. 26.8 to 28.6 on the launch angle, so a little different. Not much though. I mean, those are also gonna look similar. Gosh, maybe I just need to stop thinking about the MLM2PRO's shortcomings and just chip with it now. So 19.1 to 19.2, 30.38 to 30.40. Holy moly. 12.6 left to 12.2 left. Ah. There is no difference. I mean, it's negligible. We go to here. Do I gotta change targets to do that? $16 to 16.7. About 50 less RPMs. It's reading a higher spin. I noticed the spin axis is a little more exaggerated with the MLM than it is on the Garmin on these shorter chips, but maybe at lower, it doesn't really matter though. It's not really changing the spin number much. Wow. Kind of feeling like all of my concerns about the Rapsodo chipping might not be real. Might be an excuse. Go back to there, St. James. Just want to go like right off the green. Short little one, 10-yarder. Didn't read it. Oh, there it goes. 15 to 15, so exactly. So Rapsodo read the launch a little bit higher than did Garmin. 3 degrees. I don't know how much that would make a difference. Spin is identical. Try again. $16.9 to $16.6. Yeah, these are not any different. About little bump and runs. Can it read those? The same? Yeah. This is the first time I've actually compared these. And I gotta say, I'm kind of blown away. I think I need to stop worrying about how it feels to chip on the MLM2PRO and just chip with it. It's crazy with the MLM2PRO that it takes about 3 seconds for it to read a chip, where it takes about 2 seconds for it to send a shot. The only thing that's kind of, I would say the biggest difference on the short chips, and maybe it's a low mile an hour thing where spin axis is more dramatic, but that's about the only thing they vary on, but that's not going to affect it at these low speeds. I don't really feel like. So 14.9 that came in at. We'll see what 14.9. Yeah, they're the same. They're no different. What in the world? What in the world? Now, because I have the Garmin up there, I don't have my main camera tonight, which is my desk camera, because I'm using that port. I tell you what, the R50 is fine when it's in its own Home T Hero, Jay. The Home T Hero is functioning completely, and I could be using it for that. I just don't. I don't have. I don't know. It's not my favorite thing to do. Anybody got I think there's a new course out. Maybe I'm gonna play this new course that just got released. Play it from the blue. Saturday pins. Normal. Course elevation 11. We'll do calm winds and normal. We'll play this with the one side by side. Oh man. Did you really? No way. Oh, this is loading up here. 1 second, guys. That is sick. No way. That's freaking cool. I wonder if I can show that. Can I show that? I don't know if you can see that or not. Probably can't. We're gonna put that. It won't slide onto this screen. That's awesome, Andrew. That's really cool. How big is that, would you say? How can I put that on? But Jay, on the Garmin, almost every single data point that the MLM2PRO gave me, or the Garmin gave me, it's in its Home T Hero mode. You'll see that on the bottom. The MLM2PRO's numbers are almost quite literally exactly the same. So it's kind of wild. Grab a water, 1 second. .25. What's the biggest footprint you have in your printer? How big can you? That's pretty good size. How big can you print? That's why I wasn't getting club data or club speed on those. I don't have a sticker on this club. 257 by 257 millimeter. Alexa, what's 257 millimeters in inches?
257 millimeters is about 10.12 inches.
10 inches. 10 inches. That's pretty big. So that's 10 wide. That's 10 cubed or cubic essentially, or 257 cubed. Like you can go wide and tall, wide, tall, deep. Am I saying that right? So this is the new SGT West stadium course. Never played it, but we'll play it. I'll play it tonight. I don't know how long. Maybe we'll do 9 and see how that goes. But I really wanted to test the MLM2PRO side by side with the Garmin here, and just see the difference in the two sets of numbers. Fun to print light boxes too. You do the logo thin, light it from behind. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah. There's got to be, does the program help you figure out what layers to print as far as, you know, the order and if you got to like break a layer off, how to support it before it gets broken away, or do you have to do all that yourself? Is there anything that helps a guy that's never done it before do it? Hey, Derby. All right, some new settings on the driver. See if we can get a little more spin tonight. And that was off the toe, so I don't know that we will, but get lucky. There we go. Slicer apps calculates everything. Super easy. That's cool. That's a Slicer app is a 3D printing app. It does. They're easy. They're flat. Oh, right on. Somebody made me like a figurine, and when they brought it over, the arms were, they had like a scaffolding is what I would kind of call it, like a mesh that was kind of holding them up. And I didn't ask at the time, but I guess my curiosity was, do you have to draw that in yourself when you're printing, or does the printer know, oh, that portion will need support, so it puts it on there? Tree supports, yeah, break them off. Hey, Benoit. Hey, Benoit. There we go. I want to say Benet, but it's not it. Makes me think of Blink 182 when I hear that, when I hear your name, Benoit. They've got a song with Benoit in it. I don't know if you know the song or not. You can turn supports on and off. Okay, so that last one, the Bamboo A1, what you got, antenna? So that last shot was exact on the club speed, within a ½ mile an hour on ball speed, same horizontal launch angle and vertical angle, and within 50 or, well, within 80 on the spin. Pretty impressive. Okay, 116, little gap wedge here. Felt left. Yep. My kid just did it like in his, I don't even know what they call it anymore. It was called Tech Ed when I was in school. But in whatever their class, he calls it something else. But they just did some 3D printing there. He thought it was pretty cool. I think he wants one for Christmas. It sounds like that'd be something he would like to get. So what was that one? 8,000 versus 6,000. So the spin there was quite a bit different on the spin on that one. I don't know if that's a misread or interference. Launch, ball speed, all the same, spin, quite a bit different. And I'm going to chip this I really want to see the differences in chipping, if the stats would go in differently with the Garmin than they do. Total spin lower than the backspin. Yeah, so it must just be a GSPro glitch. I wonder if it has to do with the beta. Is that a known glitch? Somebody called it out the other night when I was playing Square. You noticed it too? Okay. So we'll see if this chip, the data from the Garmin matches the MLM2PRO here on this chip. We're going to try a little bump and run. Sit. Wasn't terrible. 18.0 to 18.1. Spin identical. Yeah, they would have gone in the same, Garmin or not. Garmin or MLM2PRO. So I think I'm figuring out I got to quit ragging on the MLM2PRO's chipping, because it feels like it's the exact same numbers. All right, 9.3. Garmin wants a ball, but I'm not going to give it one. Uphill 1. There we go. Yeah, I think it's GSPro, because this is the Springbok connector, and we were having it happen on the, what was it, the Square connector the other day as well. We'll go there. Sun strength saturation. Save and exit. And sound on. There we go. You guys have any game sound or no? Not really. Okay. So anybody played this course yet? This is that new SGT West course. SGT West Stadium course. So the R50 is just running side by side. So the data on the left and that impact camera below it, that's the R50 data on the R50 running in the R50's practice mode. So it's like I'm on the range on that device. And then the MLM2PRO is sending the data into GSPro, which is why you kind of see the delayed shot. I couldn't show you the R50 data if I had it connected using the GSPro connector, because the GSPro connector for the R50 is not working right now. And the R50 has no HDMI output when you're hooked up to a third-party connector, so I can't really share it with you when it is. I was off the toe again. I just keep hitting the toe of the club, which is taking all the spin away. Whoville par 3? I need to. No, it sounds fun. I gotta find more courses that the kids would like. Whoville, that sounds like Dr. Seuss-ish or what? Don't tell Dr. Seuss. Oh, I'm teeing it up again. Don't need to do that. But like that driver there, so we're identical on almost everything. We're within a little bit faster on the MLM2PRO there. That's kind of the first time I've seen that. 69 yards. Oh, Christmas theme. Is it newer? Sit. So both the same ball speed was read. We're within 52 on the spin. Same launch, both the left spin axis. A little bit more on the Garmin. And the Garmin won't give me anything for putting right now. Can't switch it into that mode when it's on driving range. It doesn't have a putting practice mode on Garmin's practice software. You can only putt with it in the Home T Hero rounds. You can't actually putt with it on the practice range. So there's no putting practice mode on the Garmin really. 18 inches or 18 feet. Come on, go in. There we go. Never want to give up my webcam putting, like never. Okay, 453. But I have a feeling we're going to get really chat. Where does the chat show up at? So like for me, I don't even stream the chat, so I'm not sure where it shows up. So it actually covers part of my screen or part of my stream. You can't pop out the chat window. All right, let's try to not hit the heel of the club here. A little bit more spin, but again, it felt toe. Yeah, it was toey. Oh, you're on a smart TV. So where would it not affect you on a smart TV? Is there a better place that I could slide it? Left side maybe? Like what if I switched it and I mean, I could go upper left. Upper left. Behind me basically. Or I could go lower. I could switch the two lowers too. Like I could go map on the right and then data on the left too. Oh, 64. So on that one, 158. So the mile-an-hour quicker on the MLM2PRO. Spin was identical. Like identical. Spin axis was identical. Wow. I mean, I can do like this. Let's see here. So if I grab and so I can move like this over to here. It might be too hard to do it right now without messing up the whole scene. Andrew, I'll look at it for the next one though. And I'll just try to talk about it here for you tonight. If I notice anything way off, but that last shot, everything was exactly identical. All right, 164. I think you said something about that chat the other night and I didn't really understand it because I haven't viewed it on TV before. That's probably the main reason. Okay, so on that one, 110 on the 110 ball speed to 112 on the Garmin. See that one, there's a pretty good difference. So 77,000 or 7,700 on the Garmin and 5,900 on the MLM2PRO. I kind of wonder if when that happens, if it's not like an interference issue, because that's a pretty big difference. Or are they just flipping them on me? Is the total spin backspin getting flipped? I think it is. Is that the case? Yeah, it has to be. So that wasn't as big a difference. Oh, that's confusing me now. It wasn't doing that on the driving range. It's just doing it in the golf course. So when we have a lot of difference, I gotta get club stickers on these last couple clubs before I hit them. I'm kind of most interested when I get greenside like this, how much difference it is, if there's really any big difference between them. And if I start to see throughout this entire round there's no difference, I'm going to stop mentally thinking that the MLM2PRO can't chip, and I'm just going to chip like I normally would. It's been in my head for a while. Look at that. So 32.2 to 32.8 ball speed. 4480 to 4483 for spin. So you got to flip those two spin numbers around. Maybe I should just flip them on the view, and that way they won't look they won't look different. So I'll just put, it's going to say total down here, but everybody knows what's going on here. So now the backspin one is actually total. Yeah, the MLM2PRO is like, yeah, when it reads, yeah, chipping, it definitely struggles just to read it sometimes. Okay. 160. I grabbed the wrong one. Oh, might have grabbed the wrong club. 106. How was that impact? Wasn't terrible. A little bit of a chunk. You can see in the replay, a little bit of turf first. But 106 to 108, 7573 to 7591 on spin. Spin axis, both to the right. One's 2 and one's 3.5. All right, 17 yards. Ooh, big bounce there. Exactly identical ball speeds. 31.4 on both of them. 48.21 to 48.29 on spin. That shot would have gone in the same on the Garmin as it did on the MLM. That's what seems to be the trend. I almost don't even need to announce it anymore. Yeah, the 2-yard, 4-yard ones, those are the hardest ones, aren't they? Should go on the range and see if it reads like the bump and run style for those any better than it does the high ones. Somebody said on the Garmin, if your swing was too slow, it's like the camera didn't pick up that the club was moving backward and it wouldn't read. Oh, I use a 60 or 58 for like almost all my chipping on the MLM2PRO just to get it to pop the ball up for the reading. But I'm starting to wonder if I actually have to. Might not have to. my main reason for hooking these up was to try to figure out if it really was my driver was really had that low of spin, because it's kind of been bugging me, but it really does. Yeah, the R50's been, it read almost every chip I've had. I don't know where this is aimed at. Oh, okay, out to the right. Okay, so 158.4 to 160, same launch angle. 2099 on the Rapsodo to 2131, off by 30 RPMs. Spin axis on the spin axis was quite a bit different on there though, wasn't it? Spin axis was 8-degree left. Is that right? Yeah. 8 degrees left on the Garmin. No, 2 degrees right on the MLM2PRO. That's opposite ball direction there. Uh-oh. Gonna have to carry. Ten-degree right spin on both of them. Yeah, those are identical readings on both. That's the first one that's been honestly off, if you want to call it off. You can see the face open in that Garmin replay. That's kind of cool. If I had any doubt whether I left the face open, you can see it right there on that replay. All right, 130, we got to get up and down here. It's kind of a cool course. I don't think it's real. I don't think it's real. SGT West. I think it's fantasy. Oh, chunky. I want to see that replay, how chunky it was. Does it show me? Oh yeah. Big old piece of sod. So those read the same? Yeah, 89 to 91, 7900 to 7800. Okay, bump and run this here. We'll go, I've got an actual wedge in my hand. Get in there. Whoa! 19.9 to 19.9 on speed, 1985 to 1993 on spin. Yeah, I'm gonna tell you, Matt, I'm getting the same things like that you were getting. They're like almost the same in every way. It's kind of wild. Yeah, the shots that are closer to straight, it had a little bit more chance of screwing up. I found that when I tested the Rapsodo against the GC Hawk. Same thing. Shots that were really close to straight, the ones that only moved like 5 yards left or 5 yards right, I on occasion had one moving left on one device and one moving right on the other device. Yeah, so close on that chip putt. Oh, 222, I've got a driver in my hand. I don't think that's going to work. This is a good hole. Okay. Just should be an easy one of these. Don't leave the face open like last time. Go! That just hit me in the legs. That hit my bottom board and hit me right in the leg. Holy cow. About took out the... That was crazy. About took out the jewels there. Oh my God. We need a... Can I re-hit? Just want to re-hit it. There we go. Guys, I almost died there. Almost got free vasectomy. Okay, let's try to hit this one better. I thinned it, and then like I don't have anything below my screen except like it's hard wood almost. And if it sneaks under there, it has a chance of coming back. So I basically like thinned it hardcore. It happens. Especially when you're chatting, testing, not exactly paying complete attention. Sometimes I forget what I'm doing. I'm just glad I didn't get hit. I got hit right here. It was really close to being a problem. About knocked me out. 41, uphill 2. Break a little more. Sit there. There we go. Double. So I think there's water on like every hole of this course. Yeah. This will be I bet I'm wondering if their intention is for this to be, yeah. Yeah, I'm glad I didn't as well, Ida. I don't think I've got this enough speed in me tonight to get there, but we're gonna hit at it just for fun, I guess. I'm gonna hit it out to the left. It's got OB or water all over it. I haven't been getting enough ball speed to really carry it that far, but we'll try. I'm gonna have to clip that. That shank, Brent Webb. That's right. Is that what it is? They call it SGT West. Maybe that's what it is. I just saw that it was new. I saw it on a post, and so I thought, oh, I'll try that. Nah, is that enough? Be good. There we go. Whew. Dug in there and got a little extra speed. Did not know if I would have enough there. Honestly, was thinking that was going to be in the water. Brent, can you confirm that, or are you just saying it might be as in, you know, it is? All right, 21. We'll try to throw this one up on top of the hill. I'm going to pretend like I'm chipping off the Garmin. Forget about... I know, that's why I wear these high tops tied up tight. Trying to be like Scotty Scheffler there to get that mile per hour. 21. Is that enough to get on top of the hill and then just release down? Didn't read it. Well, the Garmin says that was 22 ball speed, so if we get a read, we'll see whether it's faster or slower than the last one. I think I hit that faster. I hit it a mile on it. So the last one would have been short for sure. That one barely got on. So 23.5 to 24 for ball speed. 40-31 on spin to 40-31. Spin axis 4.7 to 4.7. Those read almost every metric exactly the same. Wow. Paynes Valley is a great course. It's a good course to play with when you invite people over too. It just doesn't, it's not so hard that anybody's going to get annoyed or frustrated with it. Birdie, there we go. But it's kind of it's a cool design, and it's a cool course in real life too. If you've seen any of those videos of people driving over that waterfall after that course, they're pretty cool. I think some of the, that one that I played in the Carl's Place tournaments, what was it? It's got all the flowers on it. Is it Stevens Point? I think that's a good course. It's got some challenging holes, but then some that aren't so bad, and it's designed really well. That Swiss Alps course is a cool like design. It's hard. There's some big cliffs and a lot of elevation change. So it's not that, I would call family friendly. Ant had me play Mickelson North. That was really cool course. It would have been awesome to play that from like the back tees. Played it with my brother one night. Mickelson North is really a nice course. That toe again, or what was it? No, not too bad, just a shut face. See if that hide objects button, what is it, B? There's a new one that like cuts. It didn't really do anything there. It is B, I think, right? 230. I think B is supposed to cut away the view a little bit better than it used to. I know I'm on repeat saying it, but I'm actually really impressed with the MLM2PRO and the data being nearly exactly the same. It might even say in the description, that was actually hit good for once. Go a little. Come on, go a little. Oh! 141 on the MLM to 141.6 to 141.42.5. Spin within a couple hundred. Same shot on both. Broken record on that. It's still on 330 for me. Yeah. Yeah, there was I want to say it was a firmware update, a global update, like day 2 that I had it, but nothing's, I mean, my issues that I had came after that though. And the issues are really only with GSPro. I just don't, that's what I want to use it for if I'm going to use it. Mostly anyways. All right, 20 yards. Oh, MLM2PRO didn't like that one. Come on, you got it. You can do it. It didn't do it. Get in there. There we go. Yeah, I stopped. I actually put it in the case for a few days because I got tired of clicking, you know, thinking about that refresh button and going out and hitting it so much. I was just like, well, I wanted so badly for them to send an update. Now I'm guessing they will update it while I'm in Arizona. And so I won't even get to use it until I get back. I didn't even think of testing that. You can't play with a lefty, really. Look at those two readings. Again, they are no different than one another. .162.1 to 162.1. Same exact HLA. 0.2 off on the vertical. 0.5 on the spin axis. 30 RPMs. It's impressive. Impressive for the MLM2PRO, honestly. A device that comes in at a tenth the cost is putting out pretty good numbers. Just can't get any club data, which I really love that part, is getting the club data. 153. I didn't hit hard enough. Go. Oh, I did. Okay. .106 to 108. 7189 to 7063. I haven't hit the right wall, I don't think. But yes, the right wall's been hit. There's some ball indentations on the right wall. Nothing happens though. It goes into the screen, then comes back out this way. But really the left side is that's why my desk was on the left though. I have majority right-handed golfers that come over here. Actually, I haven't had a lefty yet. And so I did not want my desk on that side of the room because that is the place where people will miss the most. Hey, Nosey. You gonna get to use those Arcos before the end of the year? $20 feet. Go in. Oh! But I do pull out the curtain whenever anyone comes over for the left side shanks and block the computer off so that you can't hit it. I do have a curtain on it, like a slide that'll cover that desk up. Texas? Nice. Where at in Texas? Work or play? Going down there to play? I don't think driver is the right club here, but let's just continue with the trend and hit it. Last time I took my clubs to Texas, they got lost. Ended up getting them, but San Antonio, nice. Yeah, that does sound good. I need that to cut, and that's gonna draw. Darn it. Oh. There is no place to hide on this course. San Antonio, gonna do the river walk. There's some good courses down there. On a serious note, they have some good courses down there. Good old river walk. I don't know. I guess I got to take the 137 out of the deep rough with the 9-degree left lie. I kind of have to. No other good options. Hey, Spike. This is my last night before I leave tomorrow morning for Arizona, so golf season is over, but you're in sim season. This is not, Alan. I'm just playing the SGT course and testing out I'm just gonna play 18 quick tonight because I leave tomorrow. But this is just the SGT West course, which I just saw posted on one of the groups that it had came out, and I thought I haven't played it. And did we confirm? Somebody was confirming whether this was actually whatever, the Florida course. Someone was going to look into it. It might be the PGA Championship West course, or PGA West course. Don't hit the bush, don't hit the bush. Go, 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 go. God darn it. Give me a better drop option this time. Came out 80%. I probably should have known that. Basically, re-hit is my only option. Okay, so we're going to have to club way up. Oh, it is. Okay. Benoit said it was the PGA West. That hits something. I don't know if I might need to take a sim drop. I dislike when the drops, they only give you straight line and you can't do like the 2 club links, because my options there were basically re-tee or go straight line, which was on the other side. So I feel like I could have been able to go 2 club links normally. Catch the stream on the road, 3 Eastern. I'll be in an airplane, I think, at that point. I got to drive a couple hours to the airport, and then I got a couple hours in the airplane. And then I've got 2 days of work meetings. The second day is a half day, and we're going to golf after, and then I golf the 3rd day. So a little bit of work, a little bit of golf. Back late Wednesday night. Did it pick it up? It's like see, the MLM2PRO has not liked my chip shots tonight. Like the 25 yarders. Okay, what was that? Oh, it's just the 75 it took off. We're making a mess on this one. But they read the same. If you look, 31.5, 31.8, 4,800 to 4,800. What shot is this? 7th? I'm gonna have to hit the concede button. Ooh. What courses in the? It's 2 courses in Phoenix. Is it Estancia? Is that the one? Trying to remember. I didn't book them. Is Estancia a course? I think that's one of them. I've had enough. I want the double bogey. It's a gentleman's game tonight. Double bogey worst. You guys ever play those games in your groups? The guys I play with, when we're playing money games, when we play like Vegas, double is the worst we allow each other to take. Mainly because you don't want people to be posting triples and quads in their handicap. But Estancia, I think, is the course. Brent, does that sound right? Well, I don't know the courses down there very well. And then there's one right where basically it's like at the base of Camelback Mountain or whatever. Dobson Ranch and Longbow. I feel like every time I've been down there, I've had great golf. Double is average. Yeah, it can be sometimes for sure. The delay is normal from the MLM2PRO. It's about a 2-second. It's about a 2-second delay from the MLM2PRO to send a shot in, and on chips for the MLM2PRO, it's about 3 seconds. One time I was editing video and I just looked at the number of frames just to figure it out. But yeah, it takes. I wonder if the Phoenician is one we are. Is that at the base of Camelback? There's one right at the base. That's the other one we're playing. We played it last year. The second course we're playing, we played last year. I could probably look it up. Yeah, so like on the Mevo, so I'm actually using the OCR connection, which is what the Mevo would use. And it's not that screen. Let's see here. That one makes you trip out. We want this screen. Let's see here. And this other one we can make go away. I don't know if that's the full list of what it can take, but you see on here, it depends on which launch monitor you pick. So when you go up to the settings icon and you switch your launch monitor to Mevo, I don't know if they change. I'm not going to do it because we're in the middle of a round, but I do see on just the standard, it does have path, impact speed, face to target, and angle of attack, those aren't anything that the MLM can send in, the MLM2PRO. So it doesn't send those in for me right now because it doesn't have them. So I'm screen sharing my MLM2PRO, and then it basically goes in here, and these ROIs, these region of interest that I put a square around, it sends them into GSPro. So I just tell it that's the ball speed, or club speed, ball speed, and it sends those in for me based on this picture. And the Mevo would be done the same way. You just adjust these boxes to fit around your data, and it sends your data from your native program right into GSPro. That's how the connector works. And you just hit save and close, and then when a shot's taken, it sends it in. So I don't know if those are the ones that you're thinking about. I gotta pick that device again. Select. There we go. But I think they send quite a bit in because there's a lot of guys that have requested the Mevo data, and there's been a lot of discussion on the chat board and GitHub regarding Mevo. It's very thin, but it's going to be a workable thin shot. Papago 9 holes in desert, 9 around the mountain. Yeah, good night, man. You love your Mevo Plus? Do you add putting to it, Ida? Do you add webcam putting? Have a good night, Tetro. I don't know how to say your last name. I gotta get chapstick. I'm in management for like an industrial construction company. We're a nationwide company. We do industrial work. Tanks, towers, shipyards, things like that. So I no gigolo here. No gigolo. Wasn't very good at it. Tried it. Wasn't good at it. Yeah, I want to give webcam putting to keep all the data. Well, the good thing is, like, if you use the connector, you can have both softwares running at the same time. So like what you see right now on my stream is, you see how I have the Garmin data laying over there? I could just as easily put the MLM2PRO data on the screen. If you look at this impact camera, I can put this on the screen, and you could do this with the Mevo. If I take this here, which is just a view of my MLM2PRO data, this could be your Mevo data. And you could have your Mevo data right up on the screen and still play webcam putting, or still play GSPro and have webcam putting. Because what the connector is doing is just reading the data from your other screen. So I'm just cropping out the data in the view for you guys. But essentially, I'm running the Rapsodo software full time while I play GSPro. So I get the data in both places. You could do that on the Mevo as well. Yeah, the GSPro Advanced screen. Yeah, get all the data into there so you can see that club view. That's something I can't relate to because I don't have it on the MLM2PRO, but I totally understand why you'd want it. Yeah, that makes sense. If you look on the GitHub, and even if you just shoot a message on their message board, Wonder and Etienne Van Tonder, the guy that Springbok himself, they're very quick to answer back and very helpful. But I do know there's a whole discussion board on the Mevo because they worked fairly hard to get that in there. I nuked that. Stuart! Good to see you, man. I haven't tested it with Square Spike. Well, no, I tested, no, I sent over the data, the screenshots, I think, from when we originally connected with you to try to get it to work. And then obviously Square had their own connector come out very quickly after that. But I haven't done it. I should do it. Square is listed as a launch monitor, and they did try to train the Square character data, the numbers and whatnot. 60 feet. Go a little more maybe. That wasn't bad. Yeah, and even if, Alan, even if you just do a search for Mevo Plus, I think there's an entire thread on it because I subscribe to the GitHub thread. So in my email, I get a lot of emails around the Mevo stuff. Or I read them in passing, I guess, because I don't have a Mevo, so I don't really get into the conversation. But I know there's been a bunch of conversation about it. Get in there. Oh, come on. Bummer. Tacoma 101s. I think those tested really well, Stu. Have till Monday. Yeah, 201s. They're awesome. Right on. Hogan PTX. I've got Callaway CBs, and they are so soft. They're forged club, but they're so soft that hitting in the sim actually bends them over time. They get de-lofted over time. So I got to take them in and get them checked at the local shop a couple times a year now to make sure they have the original lofts on them. I didn't realize forged irons were as soft as they are. Okay. See, there's better spin. I don't know if Smeebox is in here, but he kind of gave me the push yesterday to check out some of my head settings. And I moved the weight out to the toe to promote slice, and then I put the club more upright, and I'm getting some more spin out of this club head. I don't know if it'll ever come to the iPad. I mean, I think there is a GSPro cloud server that somebody tried to start up where you can use any device and go on the web and you pay like by the hour, and they run the software on their server and just stream it to your device. That is kind of a unique option. I don't know if it's still operating or not, or even legal, because I don't know how they do the licensing side of it. 61. That's not gonna get there. Go. 51. I feel like GSPro is, I don't know if it'll ever come to any of the Apple platforms. I don't know how big of an undertaking that is, but have people asked about using the connector with to use the stick? Yeah, you could use the Springbok connector for the stick if you just need 5 data points to show up. You have to have ball speed, horizontal and vertical launch angle, spin axis, and total spin. So if you can get those 5 things with the stick, if it displays some sort of value for those with the stick, then you could send it in. But you need all 5 of those. Break a little more, Come on. We're just bleeding shots here. The water balls kind of hurt me, for sure. Yeah, it does. It does. So it overlays the hitting box. Actually, Springbok added, if you look in the connector for Springbok, the thing that was added just for me was, this is a request I made, and then I said, hey, you don't have to do this because I don't know if it'll advantage anybody else. But this putting window minimize setting, hide is what everybody uses. They just want it to hide the window when they're putting. Minimize allows it so that when it's a layer in OBS, whenever you minimize a window, OBS disappears that layer. So I just put the webcam putting layer on top of my hitting area, and when it minimizes the putting window, when you're not putting, it makes it go away in OBS. So it's kind of cool. It makes that whole floor display work. Without it, it wouldn't work. But ETN is the man. Springbok is the man. Anytime I've sent something over to him like, hey, what do you think of this? He considers it, and then oftentimes in the next release, I see it in there. And half the time I'm like, hey, I feel guilty. He's like, no, tell me what the idea is. I've got a bunch of videos on the channel, Ida. You can look at webcam putting. It might be the opening video on the channel. Yeah, definitely. I got a floor projection video too, Alan, to kind of show how to do that. And if you need help with scenes, or if you want to see any of my scenes, I can email you some screenshots over of them and things like that. Just reach out. I'd be happy to. That was a good shot too. 91, 124. I think that was a good shot. I got the connector paused. My bad. See this pause button right here? I have to click restart. So when you change the putting settings, like I was showing, the connector will pause. So you got to watch that. I just paused the connector by accident. So it didn't send the shot even though the MLM2PRO read it. Okay, here we go. Screen loads, but it doesn't register putt being made. I'll have a computer with me. I can probably email you screenshots and stuff. But yeah, I won't be back to the sim room. This will be the last night I'm in here until next Thursday night. So, or until this coming Thursday night. So yeah, I'll be gone until Wednesday. Hey, thanks. Very kind. So if it's not registering a putt, you're not getting anything in your mask. So like if I put this ball inside this square right here, you'll see it on the floor, it lights it up. If you look down here at my webcam putting window, you see that circle around the ball. It's recognizing a ball. Now the ball needs to cross that red line. It'll start the reading, and as it travels down the frame, it's going to track that ball in that color. If I hit the D key for mask, you'll see a window like this pop up. Where's that window popping up? It's hiding on me. Oh, it's behind my floor projection maybe. Oh, it's behind GSPro. Right? No? Where are we at now? I'm so lost. Let's see here. Oh, there it is. Okay. Okay. I'm like, where is that window? You see how that ball looks in the mat? When you hit D, there's my mask. So I'll put that there. I'll put this here. I don't know if you can see anything. If I move webcam putting, here's your hue, saturation, and slider values. So like you can see that white ball right there, and that's the only thing you see. Watch as I putt this. I'm just going to leave you guys on this screen. You're not going to see the game for a second. But as I putt this ball, you'll just have to wonder if I make it. But watch this mask as I putt, and you'll see the ball roll down the picture. And look at that black little box above the putting window, and it will track the ball. So 14 feet downhill one. And I made it, birdie. And so that sends the ball into the game. So I don't know if you saw that little mask area pop up, but you've got to, if you're not getting any readings, what it means is you've got to work on your, you've got to work on these hue, saturation, and value slider settings, so that you've got a black background and white where your ball is. That's really what you need, because when I go put my yellow ball in there, watch how quickly it identifies it. When I move it, it picks it up again. It doesn't, because I'm telling you it will. But each time it moves, it should pick it up again. And when you putt, it should pick it up again after that. Right now, driver's selected, so it won't pick it up, but you should get a reading when you putt. I do have people probably get tired of me saying it, but yeah, I do have a bunch of videos on the channel about it, on how to do it. And then I've got some videos that just sort of like, I guess, in a way they allude to it, how to do it. Full screen to the right. Like if you watch my Which Ball is Best video about webcam putting, you can watch me go through the process of moving the sliders to get my ball to be recognized. And then I've got an old color settings video that does a decent job at showing you. That pulls up with the D key, yep. So if you hit D, you'll get a little mask, and that'll give you your hue, saturation, and value sliders. Spike actually uses white golf balls. You can tune them in, but then when people, like, it's going to read down this lane of the sim. So if this always happens, like my dad would walk across that line after he had a ball in frame, and it would pick up like his white shoe, and then it would send a putt. Because now it's anything white, even if there's white on the club head of your putter. So say you got a 2-ball putter, now all of a sudden it's going to read the 2-ball putter as a ball. You know, so white is, you can get it to read white, but you've then got to tango with whatever people have for equipment, shoes, hat, and that's one of the things I had with orange golf balls. Orange read really well, but it just so happens that like my skin underneath kind of fluorescent, more warm light works as orange, and my dad and others with a little less up top, that reads as orange when they're standing over a putt. And so we would get a lot of like misreads and false sends with orange, but the bright yellow, I don't really get any false readings, and it works really, really well. Ooh, we're still in putting mode. That wouldn't have been good. That would not have worked well. Yeah, it is actually in front of me. So I hit from here. The webcam is actually 2 feet in front of me. That way there is an angle so that my head doesn't cover the ball. When I first set it up, I didn't know that, and I set it up right over the ball. It's best if you set it up in front of the ball so that your head and body don't get in the way or in the view of it. Or even off to the side a little bit. Eye on the face, I felt like. All right, 77. You had problems with lighting? Yeah. There limits to the angle of the webcam? Not really. I mean, the more to the side you have it, the harder it is to hit it offline. The more directly overhead, the more it's going to read left to right. So like, if you have it more to the side looking this way, the deviation when the ball goes left doesn't appear to be as much in the window, left or right, because it's looking more angularly. But you do need, like, it does need, if you have it mounted as high as I do, like 10 feet about, you do need to zoom in a little bit so you get the ball big enough to be read. You can adjust the radius down, but I like to have the radius at least at like 6 or 8 if I can get it there. Get up. Get on there. All right, Derbies. Appreciate you stopping by again. Have a good night. All right, gotta get the yellows back. I'm glad I haven't had any issues with my floor overlay reading, it giving off any readings. I put the like impact and replay on the side by side of the stats on the floor, the one that you guys see. Yeah, you want to keep the radius reasonable. You will find it, and then like if your camera's too high, it'll be like 2. But at that rate, it's really hard to judge putts at a long distance. Not enough. That was a birdie chance. 60 FPS definitely helps. Yeah, a little cosine effect. I'm just gonna act like I know what that is. I know it's has to do with sine and cosine and tangent and triangles or something. The cosine effect. Yep. Can't. You're my technical correspondent, I think. All right. $161, 3,000 spin. Get on that little fairway chunk. What is that? It's like a fairway bunker. Oh, I got a, man. Got a little no read got sent in. Did you see that? Had a little no read get sent in. Bummer. I don't know what that was from. Happens every now and again. Not very often, though. Shoot. That doesn't tell me why. Sometimes you can figure out why, but it doesn't show me. I would say that is the advantage to using the Bluetooth version of the connector for the MLM2PRO over the screen reading one is, I would say 1 out of 1,000 on the screen reading one. The OCR method, it will send in a false shot, which stinks when you're playing like an SGT round. I think I can just mulligan it. I think I have mulligans turned on, maybe, I hope. In a casual round, I can just mulligan, I think. Maybe I don't have them turned on. Oh yeah, there we go. Yes. Signing off. All right, Alan, have a good night. Appreciate it. Go. I didn't want to read it. It kind of did read it, didn't it? No, it didn't. 16 was the last reading. And then I hit it bad. Benoit, yeah, have a good night. And thank you. Baby draws, yeah, for sure. Some days I like the baby draws. Some days I like to play that fade. I've actually worked this club into a fade just to get spin out of it. It's been so low lately. All right, 29. Good old hockey tournament. You wouldn't be Canadian if you didn't have one tomorrow. On a Monday. Hockey tournament on a Monday, huh? You guys don't even have to go to school when you play hockey. You're like, skipping out of school just for hockey. Oh, tomorrow is Sunday. Oh, golly, I'm lost. I'm lost in all the Black Friday-ing. Yeah, I put all the weight. I actually went up 0.75. I put the club upright, but then I swung all the weight into the toe of the club. So I think the face is, it's 1 notch up, so it might be a little closed. I'm not sure, Alan. The biggest change I made was putting all of the weight into the toe and putting it more upright, because I feel like I've just been, honestly, I'm probably just hitting more toe shots than anything, which is killing all the spin. Because I put a little club marker on it today, and and swung, and it was all toe shots. Can you move weight from the back? I can't. Can you move weight to back from front? There's a weight in the back here. I don't know if I can do anything with it. I don't know how to use that one. Yeah, the Unicore IXO2 does look like a good deal, Stu. I can still hit draws. I just have been hitting the slice. We can try to hit draw here. Oh, I think I double cross. Big old slice. Oh, maybe. It's not bad. But it's spinning though. $109. I feel like I got a little bit better control over it right now though. The ball is spinning at least. Even if I'm playing a 15-yard cut, I'll be fine with that. As long as I can get a little spin on it. It's just when you have no spin on the ball, that's when it's like scary. There's a weight on the back of it. It's a QI10LS. There is a weight on the back of it. I think it's only just swappable though. I think you can just swap it out. I can move the weight on the 3-wood. Wow, this is a crazy shot. This is 33 yards. This is a flop, isn't it? I wonder if I could hit my ceiling or not. No, stay there. Woo. So I think you can just change the weight on the QI10. It's like a plug almost. I gotta look it up though. Don't do it. Look at that one, 31 mile an hour to 31.2, 55.30 to 55.36 on the spin. These are 55.16. These have been the same all night long. I think a 3.2, Ida. I believe. I believe. Get in there. Oh, come on. Yeah, I've been a scratch, but I'm no longer. I don't get to play as much anymore outdoors, but I've been playing a lot more in the Sims. I should look into that. I don't feel like I should have got the LS. Actually, a buddy on the range at one of our club events this year had the like max version, and the fitter never even gave me that head to hit, and I was hitting the crap out of it on the range, which I think it feels like you always do. You hit someone else's driver and you hit it really well. But he never even gave me that. Instead of trying to use the shaft to get it, he used the head to get lower spin. I don't know. Is that enough? It's not enough, is it? Oh, it's enough. It wouldn't, would it? A TaylorMade head's not going to fit. No, it's not. In a Callaway TaylorMade shaft. Do they make adapters for that? Can I put a TaylorMade shaft in a Callaway head? I have a different head here. I'd like to keep the shaft that I've got though. Night, Spike. Go in. Oh, that was a good roll. Night, Ida. I hit up into it. Like my attack angle is like +6, +6.5 on the driver. So I feel like that's part of it too. I don't know if hitting up on it like that takes away some of the spin probably. And I don't know if that's a lot or not, but this hole looks awesome. A 1200 spin there. Like, it's fine if my spin axis isn't crazy one way or the other, but if spin axis gets over 10, that thing just goes boom. My projector is an Epson, should know this by now, an Epson L630 SU. It's 6,000 lumens. All right, good night, Alan. Appreciate you stopping by. I think what we found tonight is the Garmin, especially on that last shot, 161.5 to 161.6, 1200 to 1250. They have been identical all night. Oh boy, that was terrible, Stu. R50 is working fine on its own. It does not work at all with GSPro, so I'm using the MLM2PRO to play GSPro, and I just turned on the Garmin to run beside it in practice mode to see if the numbers were the same, and they basically are. Yeah, 710S, yeah, I had that projector. The only reason, that was a good shot. The only reason I got this one was for the lumens, because I've got two glass doors here and then the garage door. And when we had the garage door open in the summer and all that sun would come in, couldn't see the projector at all. And so I just wanted something with a ton of lumen. So this one's got 6,000 and you can see it in the daylight, which is kind of cool. It's kind of an office grade projector. But it's 1080 though. It's not a 4K. So I don't know. I really just wanted the brightness because of the way that the room's set up. But all right, well, I'm going to use this footage for the side-by-side comparison. Some of it, I'm going to use clips of it for the side-by-side comparison of the MLM2PRO and the R50. I'm going to be out till tomorrow, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I'll be back Thursday. So appreciate everybody for stopping in tonight and conversation, all the help. We'll see you guys next week. If you have any questions, shoot me an email. Later, guys. Absolutely, Ida. Have a good night, everybody. Later, Antenna, Andrew, Alan. Appreciate you, Stu.